Hi guys, so today I'm back with a gentle reminder that it is your job to do the healing work yourself. Even if someone else has caused you a great deal of pain and suffering in your life, the only person who can do the healing work to release that pain is you. Now, these people, they can give you an apology, which is nice, and they can change their behavior, which is also nice, and it shows that they have compassion and that they are aware of themselves. However, the only person who can provide that healing for yourself is you. And the reason why I wanted to talk about it today is because a lot of times we look to these people as if they can solve the issues for us, as if they can release the pain and emotions for us. And in reality, there's nothing they can do except for say sorry and change behavior. And that still doesn't fix the internal issues that are now inside of us. So, I'll say for myself, just to give an example, at a young age, from the time I was 14 up until I was 18 years old, I was in an abusive relationship. And at first, it started off as just like verbal abuse, but towards the end of that relationship, it turned into physical abuse, and it affected me in a deep way, to the point where after I had left that relationship, I had developed a lot of hate in my heart for this person, and I was suffering mentally and emotionally. So I want to say like a year later, this person had reached out to me, and like I felt like he owed me an apology, and that was actually the reason why he was reaching out to me. So I gave him my number, and I listened to everything that he had to say, and he did apologize. And after that conversation was over, I had realized that I didn't feel any different than I did before he gave me the apology. So at that point, I just started pondering, and I came to the conclusion that I had to make peace with that situation, and I had to forgive this person so that I could free myself, mentally from that situation. So in the midst of pondering on all of the things that had occurred, somehow I was able to see things from a higher perspective. And I say somehow because it's a little difficult for me to even fathom on how I was able to see things from a higher perspective at that point in my life, because I was at such a low point in my journey. Like, I didn't have the awareness that I do now. And it was just a low vibrational point in my life around that time. So so somehow I was able to see things from a higher perspective, and I was just sitting there pondering, like, okay, this person, I was just using the knowledge that I had about this person. Like, okay, this person, he was neglected by both of his parents. Like, his father was on drugs. Who knows how he was affected by that. His mom, she also wasn't in his life. Like, she basically abandoned him to go chase her boyfriend, and she moved across the country and left him living with his grandma. So who knows how that affected him. And this person was obviously hurting deeply inside, because he was like drinking at a young age, drinking a lot at a young age. And he was also like doing drugs at a young age. So, he was obviously using those things to try to numb his pain. And it did not work, because those only provided temporary reliefs, if a relief at all. So I was able to like just kind of look at those insights and understand, like, okay, well, this is why this person turned out the way they did. Not giving an excuse and not saying that it was okay, but it helped me to understand, like, okay, this person was hurting deeply inside, and he was just projecting his pain onto me. And at that point, that was when the first time I realized that people who are hurting inside, they hurt other people. So yeah, 9 times out of 10, if someone has hurt you or caused you pain, 9 times out of 10, they are a wounded soul. They have experienced some type of trauma, pain, or hurt inside that has caused them to project that pain onto you or another person. So yeah, after that point, like, I made peace with that situation. I was able to see things from a higher perspective. Later on in life, even though I made peace with that situation and I forgave him, I still had a lot of healing to do from that occurrence. And I didn't even know that I still had healing to do, because I was still holding like the emotions and the pain. It was still inside of me, so it was still affecting me up until like 12 years later, when I discovered ayahuasca and I went on that journey to do plant medicine. And that's when I was able to release, you know, the rest of the pain and emotions that I was holding inside from that relationship, which is crazy because that was 12 years later, and you figured I had made peace with that situation like 10 years prior, or 10 plus years prior to me finally releasing the rest of the pain and emotions and trauma from that situation. But you know, I feel like the healing always occurs at the right time. You know, prior to that, I wasn't aware of any like healing tools that I could use. It doesn't have to take that long to receive healing or do healing, but you know, for me, it did take that long because I wasn't aware of the resources that were available for me, and I also did not have the awareness that I needed healing at the time. I was just going through life, you know. So that's pretty much all I have to say on that, and I hope that this was helpful for someone out there. But thank you so much for watching, and have a beautiful day.